Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Live, Work, Play the Tech Way. My name is Sain and today I'm here at the InfoCity campus. This platform brings to you a series of thought-provoking and engaging conversations with our leaders, where they share stories and examples of themselves or their teams or even their leaders having lived the Tech Mahindra values and the RISE tenets. They also will talk about their journey at Tech Mahindra and we get a glimpse of them beyond the work. Today's guest on this series is someone who is responsible for defining and executing Tech Mahindra technology solutions and driving strategic initiatives that enable clients to transform their business models. His current focus is cybersecurity, enterprise business solution, and healthcare life sciences. In a career spanning 29 years, he has held CEO, CXO roles across multiple sectors, including technology, IT, BPO, and private equity. His leadership and insights on transformation have earned him a reputation for turning around businesses and building global, diverse, high-performing teams. He is a business adventurer, always looking for the next challenge and the associated high. At Tech Mahindra, he is tasked with company-wide technology initiatives, collaboration with customers, and partners to evolve next-gen business models. An adventure lover, he spends his spare time skydiving, mountain biking, and river rafting with his family. We are delighted to have Mr. Atul Kunwar, President and Chief Technology Officer, Tech Mahindra, in this edition of Live, Work, Play the Tech Way. Welcome, Atul. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your inviting me to spend some time and maybe share some perspective.
Sure. Look forward to. Now, Atul, you are known for your passion in mentoring entrepreneurs and startups.
That's right.
We have an internal program, Entrepreneurship, where we provide platform and ecosystem to associate where they can turn their ideas, services, solutions into reality. We provide them leadership resources, we provide them capital resources. So what are your opinion towards this TechM effort in recognizing and enabling entrepreneurs of tomorrow?
It's very positive because fundamentally, this is going to be the essence of what the new TechM is going to be. So we need people who take initiative, we need people who can actually think through problems differently, as well as look for solutions beyond our traditional services. So that can only come across, either you get it from outside or you get it through entrepreneurs inside. The entrepreneurs actually provide a very major impetus to us to try out new things, new technologies, new paradigms, new business models, and so on and so forth. So it's always been a lot of fun to work along with these teams, and they've come up with some really exciting and interesting elements that really is going to make a big difference as we go along in time. So there's lots and lots of examples there, and one's been actively involved in a couple of them. Not all of them are going to always succeed, but the mere fact that they've tried to do something is a testament to some of our key values that we have within the company, number one. But on the other side, it's also to do with the fact that that's how innovation comes.
As they say, times they are changing.
Times are changing and changing very fast. Technology is changing. This is very exciting times. And the best part that I've seen as I've interacted with folks across is this whole aspect that they're fearless. So they're willing to give it a shot. They're willing to try out different things. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. And they're very open to looking at inputs and suggestions. And
not
so we're
to fail, actually.
Not afraid to fail at all. In fact, failure is something that is increasingly in the technology space, it's an acceptable thing. I mean, if you've tried and failed, it's like a particular kind of a scar mark or something like war mark, in the war times people used to have. So it's positive, but at least they've tried and gone with their dreams and passion.
And
so that's
we
more
actually
important.
encourage that here. Yeah.
We encourage that. I think we encourage it, or we could encourage it even more. But, we do encourage it to the extent possible. So actually, if I was to think through this whole thing, we work with people across and people come across and we give them an opportunity. But the process by which they can come in, many more can come across, is something that we've not perfected as yet. So we do have people who come across and they do a great job. But I'm sure there are many more who potentially could be doing things who are not coming through.
Yep,
and so that's the problem.
Not yet there, but still in the process. Yeah.
Correct.
Now, as per a recent NASSCOM report, by 2025, 60% of total ITS spend would be on digital technologies, and only 40% on traditional tech. Now, this is a radical shift, and these are changing times. 9 years are nothing in a corporate history, just a blink.
Absolutely.
So what's your message to everyone in Tech Mahindra? How should we prepare for this new normal? How should we drive that digital transformation for our customers?
First and foremost, we shouldn't think it's 2025. Let's start thinking that's going to happen in 2020.
Okay.
So you got to be paranoid about it because this is reality, and once it starts happening, it happens very fast. I mean, if you really look at even a simple thing like Uber coming to India, in 2 years they went and captured the whole market. You got multiple examples like that happen in e-commerce and other places also. So the big thing is that once this thing picks up speed or gets critical mass or momentum, it just explodes. So there is no second thinking that directionally it's moving towards that. There is no second thought as far as the element of the speed it is picking with each day. And, it's going to happen sooner than later. So we got to be prepared for it. And so it's not to say the traditional stuff won't be there. It'll just have to adapt to a new world where everything is much more connected. And it really goes down to our byline coming into reality now, which is about connected worlds, connected solutions. That's really the paradigm of the future.
It's already in our DNA.
It is in some form in our DNA. I think we sometimes are reluctant and we try to hold on. There's some inertia that comes from time to time. But there is no reason why if leadership and if people down the line also think that this inertia needs to be overcome, you will overcome it.
True.
So that's going to be the way. It's going to be faster. That's my point.
On a personal side, Atul, I think you are a keen participant in adventure sports,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So do you draw any analogies, parallels from that field to this corporate field?
There are lots and lots of them. But I think the big one is around this whole aspect that everything's a new thing and everything is a challenge and you have to give it your best. And sometimes you're able to do it, sometimes you're not. There are occasions, and I do a lot of trekking, for instance, in the Himalayas. You did some really crazy treks and you had to say, okay, at the end of the day, nature, I've got to bow to you because you have to respect nature in terms of some of the elements. Other times you really surpass it and you're able to overcome some other elements that come in. So it's part of the learning curve. It's a characteristic. It's about how you bring it forth and how you can share it with people and create that little DNA and that little impetus so that people start, trying out different things.
True. Thank God you just didn't say dar ke aage jeet it. So have you ever been reverse mentored, Atul? And what has been the experience like?
The most interesting one, if you're asking me on this, if I think through, is what I did before my second coming this time. So I moved across, as a lot of you know, into private equity. And what a lot of people may not know is actually this private equity stint was with a bunch of people who actually used to work for me earlier. So they moved out of technology and moved into private equity and were involved in it with various other funds. And when they were putting their own fund together, they actually made a request and made me an offer to come by. So one was they gave me the opportunity. But more important was because they spent so many years in that space, and this is a different DNA compared to technology, they actually brought me up to speed very fast. Amount of learning that I got, the amount of perspective that I got about how you think of businesses from a private equity perspective as opposed to a technology perspective, amazing. So yes, I've been a beneficiary of that. So you can learn at every step.
Sure. And a lot of people look up to you, Atul. So what they really want to know, what are your success mantra? How you keep yourself energized and still focus day in, day out?
So my principles have been one day at a time, number one. Each day you need to do 101% of whatever activity you're doing that. 101, it's more than 100 because in the long term, if you do that 1% more, 365 days, it's a multiple. If you start doing that little exponential calculation, it'll give you a 37 point something. So it's huge. So that 1% more, but you have to do it every day. So that's the second part. And to me, every challenge is to be just tried out. From my mountaineering days, there was this very famous mountaineer called George Mallory who said something very, very interesting. Someone asked him, why do you try? He kind of failed climbing Everest multiple times. He says, yes, absolutely. He says, because it's there. So because there is an opportunity, because there is a paradigm, because you can do it differently is the reason that I do these things. And that's why you'll see all these assignments are always different. True. And it's great to be at TechM to be able to do so many of those things and to work with lots of people who are actually trying out different things. So that's where I come into my best.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and wishing you all the best.
That was Atul Kunwar, President and Chief Technology Officer at Tech Mahindra. Stay tuned for more such interesting sessions with our leaders. This is Sain signing off for the day. Have a great day. Thank you.